No, it's number 3 and not number 2. Yes, please, close. And as you can see, there's a lot of scatter in these groups, and you will have some overlapping of the both features. But maybe the combination 3 to 4, oh no, that's 5 to 6. Yeah, 5 to 6, you don't have that kind of good representation of both areas. So you have these areas, and you will find an overlapping region for both classes. No thanks. Okay, and we will also mask them in the old feature space. So over here you can also see that these both classes have a big overlapping region, and you cannot differentiate between these two classes quite nicely. Keeping that in mind, you will have to concentrate on the solutions for classes with urban areas and agricultural fields. So you can check, or you can, if you're doing a lot of areas of interest, you should probably save your regions like File, Save, AOI layer as, and you can save your areas of interest, and you should probably save your signature file. So save as signature file. Now I've just prepared some signature files using using a lot of AOI. So I will just command delete layer, and I will open a new AOI. Console please, file, open AOI layer. And as you can see, I've created several types of classes. So a very dense urban area. These are these two. Then I have something like an urban area over here and here and here, and also here. And I've created something like a suburban area with a lot of vegetation and a lot of scatter in the feature space. So you will have some kind of streets and greenish parts here, and this is a very big AOI. And as you can see in the whole scene, my AOIs are covered all over the scene. So I have a lot of AOIs over here. Here are some fields and some grasslands and some forests I've also created. And using this AOI layer and the corresponding signature set, you can probably go by classify supervised using this dialog, or you can also use the classifier supervised classification. And keeping that in mind, let's there we go. Just looking on this both, they're quite similar to each other. So you will have your on the dialog using the classifier, you will have the input raster file and the input signature file as some options. You don't find them in this dialog because it's already opened here using the signature file, so you don't have to choose your signature file anymore, and the signature file is corresponding to the Landsat scene or the input raster file, so you don't have to use these two options anymore. So we will give you a new name for the raster. So the output file should be TIFF file maybe. Here we go. And we will create supervised classification using 8 classes. Okay, and we will not go with the output distance file, but we will concentrate on the decisions rules. And as I have said, there are parametric rules and non-parametric rules. As a parametric rule, you can differentiate between maximum likelihood, so the probability that a feature belongs to a special class is used, or you can use minimum distance. So the probability is not always the same like the minimum distance. So this will change the class numbers regarding to their minimum distance to the next center belonging to the signature file here over here. So if there's a pixel very near to forest, it will be attached to the file to the class. And once again, supervised classification. There are also non-parametric rules, so you can therefore decide whether your signatures files are containing some parallel pipe features, like I've shown you in the presentation with these boxes, or you can use feature space non-parametric rule. And by changing this, you can use the overlapping rule as using a parametric rule that will use the rule you will choose over here. So if there's an overlapping of classes, you can choose the maximum likelihood or the minimum distance. You can classify by the order of the signatures, because sometimes you are starting with the most significant signatures, and the suburban maybe isn't interesting anymore. And you can also leave this pixel unclassified. The unclassified rule means that you probably have regions in your feature space where no signature file is covering this region, and therefore you can leave the pixel unclassified, or you can also use the parametric rule. But we will now leave it like non-parametric rule, so we're just using the maximum likelihood classifier in this case. We will not classify zeros, and we will not use probabilities, and therefore we will go. This is taking some time now, but I think we are nearly finished now. Now it's closing the layer. So now we are done, and we can open this supervised classification result in the viewer, and just to show you the results. So our water areas are covering also water, but as you can see, there's one class here. It's probably class number 5. And this is a field type, fields, and dense urban.